Hey, thanks for tuning in, folks. I'm student meteorologist Dylan Leith here, looking at beautiful conditions outside, 77 degrees, wind making things feel just a tad bit cooler. Absolutely gorgeous skies looking over Doak Campbell Stadium. And as we take a local look, well, we've got high pressure that's moved into our air, keeping our air kind of clean and no showers on our radar for now. There is some severe weather we'll talk about later in the show with this line of storms along this frontal boundary. And as we zoom into our area, we do see clear skies, no showers in sight on our radar. Some clouds, though, sticking around for now, and possibility of fog into tonight and tomorrow morning, with those temperatures getting down to 58 degrees and that dew point rapidly increasing and feeling a little more moist outside. Wind out of the southwest at 3 miles per hour, increasing that moisture into tomorrow morning. And as we look at our 3-day forecast, we do see temperatures rising as we go into the weekend, seeing our lows pick back up into the 60s after a bit of a cool spell. But for now, we're going to start the show with FSU weather.
I'm student meteorologist Tyler Sherrod.
And I'm student meteorologist Ariana Goldstein here with you on this wonderful Thursday night for the Thursday show right before spring break happening on FSU's campus.
Yeah, and we've really gotten some great weather coming through Tallahassee lately.
Yes.
Today even got a little bit on the hot side.
Yeah, we've been hitting the 80s already, so I would say spring is finally here. Meteorological spring arrived, and I think actual spring is basically here in Tallahassee. It's warm, it's humid. Not as humid as summer, though.
I agree. Today I had to walk across campus with this suit on, and that was not fun at all. I forgot what the 80s felt like. So
yeah, it has been a long time since we felt those 80s here in Tallahassee for sure. But I'm a girl that loves the warm weather, so I'm a fan of it. I like it a lot. And especially getting ready for spring break, we know it's going to be beautiful here in Florida for sure.
yeah, really, I talk about on the show all the time how I can't handle the cold. So even though I get all hot and sweaty, I would much rather take that over the cold weather
That's
we've been
how
seeing.
I am too. I don't like being cold at all. I'd rather be dripping in sweat, which is typically what if you see me walking around campus, it's typically what I look like. But it is going to be a beautiful weekend, and we'll for sure talk about that on the show and how sunny it will be, and hopefully it won't rain. I don't think there's any rain in the forecast anytime soon in the next few days.
Yeah, we're looking at sunny, clear skies here in Tallahassee. Might be a little bit of a different story for the rest of the country, but for right now, we're going to send things off to Michael for a look at the southeast.
Yeah, thanks, Ariana and Tyler. Very great condition across a majority of the southeast, unless you're up toward the Mississippi River Valley and in Arkansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky. There's actually been a pretty expansive severe weather threat over the course of today, but the rest of the southeast is looking good because of high pressure over the northern Gulf Coast. You can see just a few scattered showers well off the coastline of South Carolina and North Carolina. But a lot of our attention is up here in southern Missouri, Tennessee, and northern Arkansas due to the severe weather. They've been under an enhanced risk for the entire day today, so there's a good chance of some damaging winds, possibility of hail, and also you can't rule out the chance of a tornado or two. We've had some tornado warnings up in the Kentucky and Tennessee area over the course of the afternoon. And so, of course, we do have a tornado watch in effect for central Arkansas, southeast Missouri, and northern portions of Tennessee up until 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're expecting a lot of these storms to train north of the southeast, so there's a flash flood watch also in effect. But if you're not under the severe weather threat, it is warm out there. 83 in Montgomery, 77 in Atlanta. They were in Tallahassee. They were up in the mid-80s as well earlier today. 81 in Jackson, and a little bit cooler out towards the southern Appalachians, 75 in Atlanta and 73 in Charlotte. Those dew points, the moisture is starting to build a little bit. It's a little bit more muggy compared to the beginning part of the work week. So even though it is warming up, it feels a little bit more sticky out there. And that's going to continue as a cold front tries to sag its way down south towards the eastern section of the southeast. But it's not going to really make its way through the entire southeast. You'll see that on the futurecast in just a little bit. So with the muggy meter, pretty good conditions for now, a little bit muggy compared to the last few days again, but it's a little bit more muggy, especially closer to that cold front back in Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Now, wind speed does show you why the mugginess has been increasing just a little bit is because of these southerly winds coming off the Gulf as well as easterly winds off the Atlantic. And it's quite breezy as well. A lot of us are in the teens in terms of your wind speeds at the moment. We do need the rain down towards Tallahassee and especially down in Wakulla County and St. George Island. It's been a very dry 2020 down there. A lot of the rain has really avoided that section of the southeast. And so they are not expecting much rain, of course, of the next 7 days at least, because you'll see in the next 24 hours, this frontal system, yeah, it's going to give severe weather up towards Tennessee, Kentucky, and Arkansas, but watch what happens as it gets down towards Macon. Basically fizzles out, and that's going to be the story for the next few days. These frontal systems try to make its way down south, but we have this high pressure out towards the northern Gulf, keeping us dry and very warm for the next few days. So tonight, there's your lows in the 60s, and then for tomorrow, temperatures really warm ahead of this front, 82 in Tallahassee, but behind it, only in the 50s. Let's send off to Hayden now, or Chris, with our first local.
Thank you, Michael. Right now, we're going to go take a look at a rainfall almanac. Obviously, it did not rain at all today, and we are still just over an inch behind for rainfall for the month, which is going to add to our total rainfall deficits that we're at right now. But going into our drought monitor, you can see there's this large area, well, relatively small area of a drought. However, it's been pretty consistently down south of Tallahassee as the rain just hasn't been landing there. It's been landing basically everywhere else in the southeast, especially up in Alabama, Georgia. Those states have gotten excess rain actually for this time of year. But moving to our satellite radar, it doesn't look like any rain's going to be coming into the area at all. These clear skies seem to be sticking around for much into the future, as you might have thought this was a static image. This thing has been keeping on going, showing that rainfall isn't going to start developing. It's going to be staying clear skies throughout the area. Our temperatures were actually warming up to being in the 80s. It's been a very warm day. Of course, by the coast, you have that sea breeze cooling you down, as you're going to be at 73 degrees in St. Mark's. But if you start moving further inland, it's 82 degrees in Valdosta. Going into our muggy meter, you can start seeing we have more muggy conditions by the coast as our dew points are actually on the rise due to that sea breeze coming in, bringing in that moist air off the Gulf Coast. It's also getting pretty gusty right now with 12-mile-an-hour winds in Tallahassee, 13 Perry, 13 Quincy, and reaching 14 in Donaldsonville. Getting the next 24 hours, it's going to stay really nice, actually. We're going to have some fog developing into tomorrow morning, but as day goes on, clouds are going to be off and on. No rain in sight, actually, so it's going to be a fantastic day to enjoy the outdoors. Tonight's forecast, you are going to have some fog developing due to those higher dew points. But overall, it's going to be a fantastic night. Tomorrow's forecast, it's also going to be a hot day. You're going to be in the 80s unless you're by the coast. So definitely have your short sleeve shirts and your shorts ready, as spring is most certainly here. Getting a look at the 7-day forecast, look at all this sunshine ahead. It's going to reach all the way to 86 degrees on Saturday, which fantastic beach conditions. Spring break shaping up to be a fantastic week. But for now, we're going to send things out to the desk with a look at weather history.
Thank you very much, Chris. And today is a very interesting day in weather history. Most notably, we talked about before the show the 1993 superstorm. The storm of the century that they had over in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, an intense area of low pressure formed in the Gulf. It swung up to the northeast. A blizzard, squall line in the Gulf, had everything.
It was insane. We've actually been talking about it in our synoptic class here at FSU, where we've done a lot of our labs looking at the vertical motions or the rising air in the atmosphere due to that storm. So it's very interesting to see that today's also the anniversary of it.
Wow, that is very cool indeed. And speaking of those tornadoes out by Kentucky, today in 2006, a high school senior the high school stadium was blown 1,300 feet into the air.
No, the senior was actually blown 1,300 feet in the air, survived. It's a magical story. He was blown out of his trailer park home and only sustained a head injury by a lamp that hit him, but he was perfectly fine from that. Very interesting to see someone survive such a distance.
Also is the roof, in case you guys didn't know. I'm very sorry about that.
No, you're very good. Well, and it was also, speaking of the warm temperatures we've seen in here in Tallahassee, it's been unseasonably warm back in 1990. 76 cities hit record high temperatures for that time.
Wow, yeah. I mean, we're definitely feeling the heat right now, but definitely not to near that extent.
No, not the record heat. The part of the country we've been in is going to see some higher temperatures than we usually see, but not any record breaking for the next couple of weeks. It is March 12th. Yep.
Yep.
But I mean, we talked about the 1993 superstorm. Michael was telling us before that it's actually the lowest recorded pressure here in Tallahassee they've ever had due to this storm. So what a significant event. It is also the costliest non-tropical storm to affect the U.S. in weather history.
Wow, I did not know that.
It's very interesting and very impactful here all over the southeast and the eastern part of the country. But for some more weather news, we're going to send it over to Tyler to take a national look.
Thanks, Dylan. Great weather history segment there. And here's a little bit more history, a little bit more recent though. Our high temperature for yesterday was 96 degrees in Rio Grande Village, Texas. And then this morning, our low got down to -7 degrees up in Escort Station, Maine. Quite the temperature contrast of over 100 degrees here in the continental United States. So throughout the a little bit northwest of the southeast, this cold front here is bringing some rain to Kentucky and Indiana, some severe storm chances there. I'll get into that a little bit more later. And we have high pressure system over here, over Florida in the southeast, bringing a lot of clear and sunny skies and warm conditions for us. And then warm front pushing up north into the northeast as we speak. So here's that storm outlook. We have a enhanced risk of seeing a severe thunderstorm. That's a 3 out of 5 chance that you could see a severe thunderstorm in this brown area. And then as we move from yellow to green to light green, we start to see those chances die down for when we're looking at severe thunderstorm chances. So the radar showing those storms moving through, and if we zoom in a little bit more, we see this flash flood watch here in the dark green. Tornado watches are in the yellow, but really what you want to look out for are these orange and red spots. The orange here means a severe thunderstorm warning. The red here means a tornado warning. So if you're in any of these regions, be sure to seek shelter immediately. These are dangerous conditions, nothing to be playing around about if you're stuck in these warning areas. So the temperature map for the United States, southeast, as expected, fairly warm with that high pressure dominating the region. And you can see where this cold front is really situated because we have quite the temperature contrast here. Denver getting down to 44 degrees. As we move up into Billings, 36 degrees. San Francisco is looking pretty nice at 69 degrees with those partly sunny skies. And dew points, really a lot of the moisture concentrated in the southeast and those regions with rain. And you're feeling a lot more comfortable in those regions with the drier temperatures as we move a little bit closer to the west. And the winds are what kind of bring in a lot of that moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico for the southeast. And as we look at the middle of the country, the winds coming in from the north bring in that dry continental air, which is helping keep those dew points down. So over the next 48 hours, you're going to see the storms move through Louisville fairly quickly. We're seeing a lot of snow in the central parts of the country, and then by the time we get into Saturday evening, Louisville, you're going to be getting hit with a line of storms once again. Some snow-rain mix going to be situated in central Illinois. So for tonight, southeast, you're not going to get too much colder. Tallahassee, we're at 58, but if you get down to Miami, you're at 69 degrees. And the northern parts of the country, you guys are going to get below freezing in some regions. Billings is going to be 28 degrees, or 26 degrees. Minneapolis is going to be 28 degrees. And for tomorrow, southeast, you're staying warm, and the north, you guys are staying cold. Nothing changing there. But now I'm going to pass things off to Ariana. She's going to give us a look at our second local of the evening.
Thank you, Tyler. Yeah, so looking locally south, you can see that high temperature today reached up to 83 degrees, and that low is only 54. I don't think we've seen those 80s even recently. This is one of the first weeks of this year, 2020, that we are seeing those 80s. Thank goodness we did not reach 27. I'm not a fan of the cold. Do not want below freezing temperatures in March in Florida. You can see all of that red, though, on the temperature map Red means warm, and we like that. You can see it's yellow on the coast because of that sea breeze. It's a little cooler over there, more refreshing, but there is still a lot of humidity in the air because we are in Florida, and you can see that with the dew points too. St. Mark's, you're sitting at a nice 64, Tallahassee not far behind at 62. You definitely felt that walking to class today. It was just moist air. It's not as moist as it is in the summer, but it's definitely feeling that way. We're not in those 70s yet, which is good, but it is humid outside. You can also see that on that wind map. Those winds are coming directly up from the Gulf. So we're getting that warm Gulf air mixing with those hot temperatures, just making it feel pretty muggy outside for early spring in Tallahassee. Like Chris said earlier, the satellite and radar, nothing on it, which is awesome. A cloud-free sky mostly, lots of sun. Make sure you wear sunscreen because it is starting to get stronger around this time of year, especially with me with fair skin. Sunscreen is very important, also going on to spring break. The next 24 hours, you can see these clouds moving in tomorrow morning. That's actually fog. So we have had a lot of fog in the mornings because of those high dew points and those higher temperatures. So you can really see it also coming in tomorrow, which is super cool actually to see that on the radar. But it's also going to clear up once that sun comes up like it has been the past few mornings. For tonight, what you can expect, 58 degrees, patchy fog after 5 a.m. like we just saw on that radar. It's going to be very humid. It's just going to feel like you walked into a pool almost. Not as warm as it is during the summer, but it is very humid with those high dew points. Wind is coming from the southwest, so it's going to be warm air. We're not getting cold anytime soon. For tomorrow, what you can expect on the last day of school before spring break, 83 degrees, mostly sunny, winds from the west-southwest at 6 miles an hour, so it's going to be feeling pretty good. It's not too hot. 83 is honestly a perfect temperature for Tallahassee around this time of year. And that 7-day, you can see 83, 86, 85, a beautiful spring break here in Tallahassee. No rain on the radar at all, just nice and sunny. You can see those lows aren't even dipping that far down into the 50s. So it's going to be great dog walking weather for sure. I'll let you take a look at that, and we're going to actually send it back to the desk with Chris and Michael.
Thank you, Ariana. That 7-day is looking very bright and sunny. However, we do have some very sad news regarding the coronavirus.
Yeah, if you haven't been following the news for the last, honestly, 24, 48 hours, it's been insane how much news has broken over the last 2 days at least.
Yeah, so many basketball tournaments. I know everyone looking forward to the March Madness ACC tournament.
Yep.
Canceled. I mean, FSU was named ACC champions, but I would much rather have won the ACC tournament to get the title.
Yeah, it kind of really does suck for all the seniors who have put in their time and energy over the last few months just to get to this position. I feel pretty bad for all of them.
Yeah, it's also really sucky timing. It's like right before spring break. I know a lot of the dorms, as I personally live in one, if you're in an apartment-style dorm, if you leave Tallahassee, you actually lose swipe access to the dorm. So I can't go anywhere for spring break.
Yeah, out of the bright side of all this, it looks like the weather down here has been really good. A lot of us are planning on going out to Tallahassee. I was planning on going to the Players in Jacksonville, but the weather's still looking great. I'm just going to spend some time, go to the beach probably, check out the World Golf Hall of Fame. A great time to just go around and just keep your mind clear of any distractions.
Yeah, it's definitely great weather to enjoy the outdoors if you can, and those clear skies really help you keep a clear mind too.
Yeah, but we here at just kind of in shock still, and we're just going to get through this, and we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah, but for more weather-related topics, we're going to send things back to the wall. Dylan, give us a look around Florida.
Well, I'm trying to come up and no one's pulled me up. Oh, there I am, folks. Well, magically popped up, just like a lot of other things that's happened in the last week. Well, what's not popping up right now, any showers in the Panhandle, staying relatively clear. We do have some showers just east of Tampa, north of Miami. That's where you're going to see most of the shower activity for the next couple of days. Cloud cover staying relatively clear for that deep convection, but again, some showers in the middle part of the spine of Florida. Temperatures cooling things down as the sun is starting to set. We do see warmer temperatures now because of that time change at 6:20. So we do see these warm temperatures into the southern parts of the state will cool down as we go on. But what hasn't cooled down are our dew point temperatures. They actually have gone up. We've seen higher dew point temperatures here in the Pensacola, Tallahassee, seeing lower values closer to down South Florida. But in Florida and north, we do have those higher values. That's due to the wind that's kind of bringing things in. That's why we only see a little muggy, not the best conditions here in Tallahassee when it comes to the muggy meter. Farther down south, though, they've seen a lot more pleasant conditions as they've not have seen as high dew points and as high temperatures as we've seen here. And you see those southerly winds increasing the moisture, and you see the convergence of the wind leading to those showers in the inland part of the state, those sea breeze showers, as we've loved to say all of last summer, and hopefully we'll get to say this summer as well. Shower activity dying down as we go into tonight, but you do see all the fog kind of form along the Pensacola area due to that southerly flow. Those will clear out, and you will still see some showers over into Fort Myers, West Palm Beach as well for the next day. Going into tonight's forecast, cooling things down, but cloud cover is not going away at all, seeing it as a blanket throughout our entire state. And then tomorrow's forecast, another warm day here in Tallahassee, 82 degrees. Clear skies down in West Palm Beach and Miami. Great spring break weather. Go out to the beach, get in the pool. Absolutely gorgeous conditions. But now we're going to send it over to Chris, who's going to take a look at our lifestyle forecast. Chris, what do we've got planned for your outdoor activities?
Well, right now we're going to take a look at our weather center and get a beautiful view of the sun currently, as most of the clouds did pass through the area. It's really been bright sunny skies, but what is this? Tomorrow's day has appeared. What will I do? I will most likely forecast, as my desk segment did not appear to be too effective last time. So let's try and give a forecast a shot. It's going in. Going to wake up with some fog at 9 a.m. However, that fog is going to start clearing up, and it's going to start warming all the way to 83 degrees by 4 p.m. tomorrow. As going into some airport delays, right now there's no weather-related delays at the airport in Tallahassee, and the same trend is sticking throughout the nation. So if you're planning on going back home, if you're an out-of-state student for spring break, it's a very good time to go fly back. It's got no airport delays. It's going to be fantastic. What's also going to be fantastic is the res on Saturday. It's going to be 86 degrees, sunny with some clouds and calm winds. Definitely excellent day to go out and just enjoy the res. It will be the first day of spring break. Honestly, everyone that's staying in Tallahassee, it's going to be a packed day at the res. It's going to be excellent conditions. It's going to be really a fantastic day. Tomorrow, dog walking forecast. From 7 to 9, you do have that fog sticking around. So I would personally wait to walk my dog around till 11 a.m. where it's only going to be 7 degrees, as it will be before we start warming up all the way to those very warm 80-degree temperatures. Stargazing forecast. Tonight's actually good conditions to see the moon. It's going to be waning gibbous. It's going to be mostly full. It's getting less full, however, as the days go on. And it'll be excellent times to go stargazing out before that fog starts to set into tomorrow morning. Our weekend planner right now, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, showing to be beautiful days, excellent conditions. It's going to be a great start, the spring break, as your lows are only going to be up in the 60s though, so it's not even going to be too cold overnight. But for now, I'm going to pass things off to Hayden with our last local look of the day.
Yeah, as Chris said it very well, it's beautiful out, and this is our last look at the local. Right now it is 77. You see the beautiful Doak Stadium, that scintillating sunshine. A moderate wind at south-southeast at 11 miles per hour. Overall, not too bad. Looking out to our weather pattern, Tallahassee, dominated by that big high-pressure area, so that's responsible for that beautiful weather and those clear skies that we love to see. And then out in the Midwest of the country, that big cold front with those tornado warnings. But nothing to worry about on our end. So looking out to the temperatures, right now it is 77 Tallahassee. As you head away from the coast, it is a little bit warmer. We don't have that sea breeze impact of that cool ocean temperatures. So 80 Donaldsonville, 79 Thomasville. As you say, if you go down to the coast, maybe you can bring a light sweater. If you're, those temperatures are sensitive to you, is 73 in St. Mark's. And as for those dew points, we do have a southerly wind up ahead of that high pressure and that cold front. So does 64 in St. Mark's, 62 in Tallahassee, and up to the upper 50s up in Georgia. And so these dew points are moderate. It is not too bad out there, but you can definitely feel it. This is a change from the winter that we've been used to. And so this is a sign as we transition from spring and into early summer, we'll continue to see more of this. But as of right, we are looking good. Like I said, just more of that moisture pump with the wind at 12 miles per hour. It is pretty good down into our region. This high pressure, no really clouds into the area. The only exception being up into northeastern Georgia, you see some high clouds from that cold front system. Other than that, it is looking great in Tallahassee. So just keep an eye out, especially for Waukulla County. We'll have some fog develop early in the morning. Some low clouds, they will break out by the afternoon. By 6 o'clock, look at this. Some clouds here, but overall it is going to be great sunshine out. It is going to be very warm. It's going to be awesome time to kick out your spring break on that Friday. And just keep in mind there will be some fog. So anyways, for tonight's forecast, it is going to be pretty cool. 58 Tallahassee, 58 St. Mark's, and mid-50s out with some radiation cooling in inland areas. But overall, it is going to be very seasonal, maybe a light sweater, but I think you might be okay without it. And then for tomorrow's forecast, once again, looking very warm, even more so than today, as the high pressure really starts to bring in that heat. Tallahassee 82, Quincy 82, and mid-80s even as you head out by the 75 corridor and Valdosta. And then once again on that in the coastal areas, we have a southerly wind. It will be a little bit cooler with that sea breeze. Just keep that in mind. And for our 7-day forecast, it is going to be staying up into the mid-80s in that weekend. Make sure you hit that res. And then we'll continue to be in the mid-80s, hovering around that 60-degree mark. And now we're going to bring it off to our desk with Tyler and Chris.
Thanks, Hayden. So we talked about earlier in the show how FSU is moving classes to online classes for at least the next 2 weeks after spring break. But that doesn't mean we can't be productive. Sir Isaac Newton actually faced a similar situation when he was in college, had to go home because of all the sickness that was spreading, and he went and invented calculus. So maybe we could do something productive with that time.
Maybe with that. I don't think I'm going to personally invent calculus or calculus 2, as those already both exist. But look, that 7 day, it's going to be fantastic days for spring break.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're not going outside, a great time to invent perhaps calculus 4, maybe, Chris?
Calc 4, maybe partial differential equations. Oh, wait, that's already a thing.
We'll figure out something to do.
It's really hard to invent something because it doesn't exist yet.
Absolutely, but beautiful skies, beautiful temperatures here in Tallahassee. And unfortunately, with those classes going to online, we will not be doing FSU weather for at least the next 3 weeks as we go through spring break and the 2 weeks where we have online classes. So fortunately, we won't be able to deliver the weather for everyone, but as Celine Dion would say, my heart will go on. I will continue to be very invested with FSU weather, even though we're not going to be live anymore, and we will come back eventually.
Yeah. Hopefully we can come back for at least a week for the senior show before finals get back, if we get back onto campus. However, this potentially could be the last show, sadly, but make sure to follow us on Twitter.
And you can also like us on Facebook, facebook.com/FSU weather.
And if you hit that notification bell on YouTube, you can be notified when we go back live.
And you can also follow us on Instagram at FSU weather as well. We'd let you know if we went coming back to you guys live as well. And I think everyone on the show today is a senior except for Hayden. So if this is our last show of the semester, it's been an absolute pleasure to bring the weather to all of you guys. And we hope you guys continue to watch FSU weather in the future. But I'm student meteorologist Tyler Sherrod.
I'm student meteorologist Chris Knoll.
And I hope you guys have a great evening. Stay safe.
We never recorded.